It's doing something because it's thy seed. And she's here. And that's all I need to know, isn't it? Whatever she's going to be doing. Do we need paper and pen or anything if you're going to do numerology?
No, I'm not doing numerology.
Oh, you're not doing numerology? Good.
It's about the spirituality of numerology.
Okay, great, because I left my abacus in there. Those of you who have calculators or quick little things that you can use, I don't know, maybe my fingers don't do that well.
Well, you have 10, there's 9 energies. So
And my energy is what? You and I have the same energy.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
So,
Come on up to the-
colors, that's your emotional.
Come on.
Come on up and speak.
Susan and I go back a ways.
Oh, at least 30 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Because I'm doing about 30
we
years.
can't lie to each other. Do you want to turn on the projector?
I do.
I think, excuse me.
You do, thank you.
Do you want the lights on or off? On.
Half on, half off.
Yeah, I like that. I come and have that.
Okay, Clyde, what are we going to do?
Yeah, there it
I need to, is it up?
Yeah, it's up.
Lights are on.
Okay. And everybody's home.
There we
Yay.
go. Perfect lighting.
I'm going to go take your seat.
First, I want to thank Dottie and Courtney for inviting me to speak. I'm very honored to be here and honored to know them because Dottie's is a phenomenal psychic
Yes, she is.
and Courtney's a phenomenal hypnotherapist.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, very honored to know them.
And you're a phenomenal numerologist.
I said this is such a supportive church. So, how are we going to change the slide?
You want me to
Well,
do it?
you want me to push the push
Just,
button?
yeah, push the right arrow to go forward on.
Murky, would you like me to do it? So
You gotta
can-
go.
She's also psychic.
Done.
All right, cool.
If that's the right one. Energetic energy? Universal energy? Good thing I'm not
No.
reading.
Back button just to the second slide.
Spirituality of
Second slide.
numerology?
Oh, the second slide.
Next one.
Second, next
Next one.
There you go.
If you want to explain.
Tesla's quote.
Yes, it's a quote by Tesla. And are you familiar with Nikola Tesla?
Yes.
Amazing man. He's done a lot of things and very few people are aware of what he's done. I'm going to be speaking on the spirituality of numerology.
There you go.
There are spiritual principles behind the mathematics and behind how to figure out who you are energetically and what you're here to learn. So now we can go to universal energy. There is a universal energetic force from which everything in existence originates and returns. Everything in existence contains the energy, and it is this energy that connects us to each other and everything in existence.
Wow.
Miss Gail Harlow put that sound effect.
That's wonderful. Beam me up, Scotty.
I know. Isn't that fun? So here's another quote from Nikola. Our entire biological system, the brain and the earth itself, work on the same frequencies. So there is a universal energy. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry.
Energetic.
So are we on energetic frequencies?
We certainly are.
Awesome. See, numerology is a mathematical science used to read energy. The energetic frequencies that impact the earth, and the energetic frequencies of people, and the frequencies that impact their lives. So, numerology is used to determine which energetic influences are impacting you. whether your response is in harmony or in discord with the energies. So to be in harmony, you're in balance and connected and operating through the world in harmony with the energetic frequencies. Knowing the energetic influences and measuring your response to them facilitates your learning, and you become a more effective creator. So, universal energetic influences versus personal energetic influences. There are universal, sorry? Oh, there are universal energetic influences that impact the entire planet. The calendar years, months, and days are used to calculate what those energies are and when they occur. There are personal energetic influences that impact individuals. The birth date is used to determine what energetic influences will occur and when. So, there are two important principles in numerology, and they are rarely addressed in books or spoken about, and that's reincarnation and karma. So, basically, we are spiritual beings who incarnate into a physical body for the purpose of learning and evolving. In each life, we have a specific path and purpose. The facilitator for our learning is karma, the law of cause and effect. So, we are energetic beings having a human experience. Energetically, the birth name is a karmic culmination of what we have learned and become from past life experiences. Encoded in the birth name is our emotional nature, personality, highest expression, innate talents, strengths, and weaknesses. So from the name we can also find karmic lessons, and that's a missing number in the name, and that indicates that the person doesn't understand the principles of operating with that energy. And all the energies from 1 to 9, beginning with the 1, ending in the 9, is a process of creation. So if you don't understand one of the energies, then that's the very thing that's going to trip you up in life and stop you from achieving your goals. We're pretty much aware of them by the time we're 30 because we've been tripping them. Just this is what happens if you change your name. Can we hold the questions for afterwards, please?
If I remember.
I'll try to remember for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the answer is yes. It does help you. Okay, so you just throw me off my rhythm. So karma. On the surface, karma seems like a punishment and reward system, but it's much more than that. Karma is the law of cause and effect, the facilitator for our learning. Essentially, we are the cause. The effects are the manifestations of our thinking, emotions, and actions. When I learned that, I'm like, you're messing with my excuse system. That's so rude. So karma is a facilitator for learning. I consider karma feedback from the universe. What manifests in our life is determined by how we respond to the energetic influences. Life flows smoothly. Everything falls into place when our response is in harmony with the energies. We struggle and are blocked from achieving what we desire when our responses in discord are not in harmony with those energies. So basically, that's how we learn, through the law of cause and effect. If you think back or watch a child learn to walk or do anything or grab something, they go to grab it, they miss it, then they adjust. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. If we try something and it doesn't work, we're supposed to look for another method or another approach, right? And I know you know people, or have seen people, who try the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So they're not learning, are they?
You're just crazy.
It's frustrating to watch, but hopefully they'll consult Corky for hypnotherapy or Dottie for help. I mean, we have all kinds of things and
Tools.
people who can help us overcome or find out what it is that we're not doing right. Okay, so
Everyone's at their own level.
I know, isn't that great? So it's important to remember that everyone is at their own level of learning. If you encounter people who are more evolved than you, learn from them. If you encounter people who are less evolved than you, be patient, kind, and compassionate. So I think, do we have is anyone here learning numerology or does numerology? Fantastic, fantastic. Well, when I teach numerology, I ask people to follow their energies, to figure out what energy you are in that month, day, or year. And that's how you become familiar with them. And that's how, if you feel out of balance, you can use numerology to check what it is, how you're responding. Am I responding out of harmony or in harmony? And then you can go, why am I out of harmony? And sometimes it's something as simple as, I'm overtired.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't eaten.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's all kinds of things that put us out of balance. Another thing is that you might be responding, something stimulating, you might be responding to a past experience that has been hurtful, right? And you can go, why am I responding this way? So it kind of sets you into figuring out why you're out of balance. And there are people, psychics, there are psychologists, there are hypnotherapists, people who can help you target what it is that's making you out of balance. So we live in such a wonderful age that we have so many people, so many methods for self-improvement and personal growth. So I feel very fortunate to be in this era, I really do. So I'm open to questions. Dottie, you have a question?
Yeah, what happens if, I'm born Stephen Michael and I want to become Mary Elizabeth or something? If I want to change
That's a
my
whole different-
name. That's a whole different
Then you're
gender. I might want to
assigned.
do that. Who knows?
So I would address the numerologist to see if the name you're going to adopt is in harmony with your birth date. Okay, what you're here to learn.
I did that.
You did
When I
that.
first moved into this area, things were not going well for me financially. So I went to a numerologist. I said, what do I need to do to influence my wealth potential? And she said, you need to change your middle name. You need to change your name.
Right.
And so she gave me 3 names to choose from. And I chose one of the middle names. I chose to put it in my, because I needed the Charlene something, whatever. And so I chose, my middle name was Ida, and I changed it from that to Ivory, which gave me also the lower zone for the graphology. But, and it changed the numbers, and so when I write checks and stuff, I do the whole name, and it really helped.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, and it's also important to check if you're marrying someone and you want to take their name.
Oh, it would be
You know.
terrible if that didn't work out.
Well,
Or maybe it would be a foreshadowing.
Hey, sometimes energy just puts us with the right person,
Oh,
right?
isn't that nice?
You find people who have, someone was asking me, how, she was thinking that the blood type would make people resonate with each other. And I
Huh.
said, no, it's more your numbers.
Yeah.
If you find people who have, let's say 11s in their chart, you're gonna resonate with someone with 11. Whether it's in their name, like your expression, and especially if one of their expressions is your heart number, you're a sucker for that person.
Aw.
I mean, you're constantly, okay, you know, so,
Wow.
yes.
So now that we're talking about marriage,
Yeah.
I know that a lot of astrologers put a pretty big importance on people's star signs and rising signs when they match people. Is there any times when like those matches like conflict with people's numbers? Like
Actually, they're in agreement. We have
all the time?
a phenomenal astrologer.
World-renowned astrologer.
Elizabeth Martin, did you bring your cards? Put them up.
Thank you.
She's mind-blowing,
Yes.
seriously. And we have compared notes, haven't we, in the past with astrology and numerology. And they're actually in agreement, surprisingly enough. They're both real, so they're in agreement. Funny how that works out. I'm sorry, can I?
How do you calculate the reincarnation numbers?
I don't.
On your slide, you said that reincarnation is as important as karma, and I just
Right.
wondered,
Right.
how do you come up with the reincarnation?
Well, you see Dottie, the psychic. She can tell you what you are. You know, someone asked me one time, why don't I remember past lives? And I said, you know, it's hard to deal with the baggage we build in this life. Can you imagine having to bring all that baggage from past lives? I mean, you do energetically, right?
Yes.
Your name is who you are. That's who you are when you're born, and that's what you're building on. Your life path is what you're here to learn. And the energy changes on a monthly, daily, and yearly basis. But the life path, the life lesson is the driving force. That's the Dharma. That's what pulls you in one direction or another, because that's your major lesson.
Well, and you better hope your dharma overcomes your karma.
Yes, sir. So, raise your hand, Ann. Yes, go ahead.
So we're talking a lot about the birth name.
Yeah.
So the birth name is essentially what, whatever your parent gives you, but where did they get the name?
Well, I learned that the mother should have the last word on the name because she's carried you for 9 months. She's in tune with your energy, okay? So I had several names picked for my daughter, and the first name was Christine, and I really wasn't that fond of that name, but Inner Spirit said this is her name, right? So.
Introduce Chris?
And
Introduce her now that you.
here's my daughter, the professional psychologist. She's in her 7 days, so she's kind of hiding a little bit. I'm sorry.
So you were talking about that you can change your name and that changes some of your energy, but your birth name, life path, and energies from that are always with you and
Yes,
they can
ma'am.
be utilized to improve? I mean, how does that not work?
Yeah, that's right. The only way you can change who you are is by learning, right, from experience here. That adds to who you are. By adding a name or changing a name, you got to be really careful because you'd want to change your name. Let's say you didn't have any fours,
I was just gonna say, my name has no fours in it.
right?
How
So
did you know that?
Years of experience of doing your.
She's done numerology readings with me.
because I don't have a four, that's
Yeah,
why I don't
have
have
no fours in my name.
Pull it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you know, yeah.
Yeah, and it's an important number because the four is the builder, building from the ground floor,
Foundation.
the foundation up. It's also self-discipline, right? Having a goal and sticking with it, and difficult for me. I have one, so I want to go to the end before I go to the bottom. That's
So I
something
might
have
want to change my name to bring a 4 into it.
Right.
possibly,
Doesn't
or,
change who you are, but it adds an energy.
but it
that
adds
is-
the energy.
It's an
energetic.
assistant.
Okay,
Right.
This is good, what we're talking about right now.
thank you.
'Cause we have the power to add energy to
Yes.
our energy bucket, is that right?
Susan, you might want to repeat what people are asking. They're
Okay,
facing
sorry.
you and the people behind us aren't hearing.
Okay. Ann's question was about changing your name. Does it really change who you are? No.
Any number, yeah.
Yeah, any number. What it does, adding a name, or so you add a number, helps you with that energy, helps you respond, bring that energy to you, and helps you, it's like an assistant, but it doesn't change who you are. Elizabeth?
If you change your name legally, or if you just have your friends start calling you a different name?
Use it.
Is there a difference in that?
Well, yeah. You
So
have to
it's
use
better
it.
to do it legally, is that correct, or is it?
I don't think that has an
You just
effect. I
don't-
think the fact that you have decided, and you have people use it, because when you say Elizabeth, I'm sending out that energy, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then also, it's important what you name, the name you use for a book, let's say, right? Depending on what you want the book to be, you take that into consideration. You take into consideration the energy that will help you complete that book, right? So a 3 solar perfect, that's artistic and creative. A 1 personality, that's kind of childlike, that makes you try new things, and you take chances, and you're inventive. And then add those together, you got the 4, we got the 4 that helps you with completion,
Wow.
with hard work, with discipline, because it takes that to write a book. Writing a book is hard. I know, I'm doing it, it's hard.
I don't know if I missed it, but I don't really understand what numerology is. Is it assigning a number to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Most of the people knew what it was, I didn't address that, okay. Numerology is a science of reading energy, and you're an energetic being, and you're given a name at birth. That name has energy. When we say your name, when you write that name, that is who you are, okay? For each letter in the name has a corresponding number that represents an energetic force, okay? So if we add up the vowels in your name, that number shows us what your emotional makeup, what you desire, what motivates you. If we add up all the consonants, that shows your personality or your approach to the world. And that's pretty much how people see you, because that's what you're putting out there. And then the final number, you add those together, you get your highest expression. And that particular energy, we don't always express when we're younger, but we kind of grow into it. We express it more and more as time goes on. So your birth date, there's numbers in your birth date. There's the month you're born, the day you're born, and the year you're born. Those numbers tell us what we're here to learn. Okay, and our life is subdivided. We have the life path, which is the overall lesson, the big lesson you're here to learn. And then that's divided into 3 sections, 3 cycles of destiny. So that energy is in operation, plus the life path energy. So the first cycle is from birth to around 28. That changes individually. The second cycle is 27 years after that. The final cycle is the rest of your life. So it's good to know what energy you're on at the time, right? It's good to know what day you're in. It's like Corky asked me, you want to speak? Here's the dates. Please come speak for us. Here's the dates. The 21st or the 28th. I said, well, either one. Well, Dottie wanted to use the 28th. I said, okay, the 21st works. Now, why do I know that? Well, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm in a 7 month. I'm going to be really analytical. And when you're in that 7 energy, you really don't want to be up in front of people, right? But the day is a 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's more outgoing. That's more courageous. You know, you really feel, solid. It's fire. So I have the courage and the wherewithal to get up and speak, right? So that's another advantage of using numerology. You can figure out what your energy is going to be in the future. So I had a friend who always asked me to go to a party on a 7-day. Oh, I hate crowds on a 7-day. I'm not gonna go be at a party or go to a dance. I'm just gonna sit on the corner and cheer and watch everybody, because that's what 7s do. Observe. So it's good to know, and you can plan for vacation. Don't plan for a vacation for a month. You'll never get away from work, because that's the work energy.
Yeah, Dottie and I called you when we were getting ready, planning our weddings.
Yes,
We
you
gave you
told me.
we gave you, what, 3 dates, you said which
Right.
one? And so, and we've been happily married for a whole year, so.
I know, it's Did you have a question, Chris?
No, it was more of an observation, if I may, that one of the benefits I found in learning numerology is that it has helped me in relationship. Actually, because it's helped me accept myself. Because now that I know, oh, there's a reason why, like, I'm wired the way I am, energetically. This is the way that I move through the world, and it's okay. There's a self-acceptance in that, and then also knowing that, the numbers of other people, right? When I find out someone's birth date, and never tell a numerologist your birth date, by the way.
What's your birthday? They'll give it to me every time.
I know. When I've introduced people to my mother, she'll ask you your birthday. Don't tell her.
She blows my cover.
She'll know way too much about you. But honestly, it's helped me accept people and not take them personally, right? Because, like, I have a friend who's a 1 expression personality, and she's got that fire, and she just like bulldozes, like
Blows right over
boom,
people.
like I want what I want when I want it, and I'm not gonna care who's in my way, but it's not personal, right? It's just what she's
It's
doing.
kind of like, one is kind of like the Aryan energy. You see
Yeah.
ones, and they're blowing through with fire, and everybody around them's getting singed. And they're like, what? I don't understand, what's the problem? Because they're not considering other people. They're just focusing on what they want, and they're going for it. Okay.
So Christine was asking
Yeah.
about how you came up that it was a 7-month for you.
Yeah.
But everybody, it's a different month for them,
Yes.
because it has to do with your birthday
birthday.
as well as
The calendar year.
calendar month and year, correct?
Right.
Okay, so,
The
yeah.
month and day you're born plus the calendar year. That's your personal year.
And then your personal month is,
Once you have your personal year, let's say mine's a 2, which is the truth. So then I'm in a 5 calendar month. I had that 5 to 2, and that's a 7.
Seven, right.
7 is my personal month.
so I'm in a 6 personal month, because I'm whatever the.
I'm so sorry.
Me too.
It's a really emotional time, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. So as Chris was saying, and I had that effect too by learning numerology and say, this is who I am. This is how I will operate in the world. That really helped me, was empowering, because it helped me with my self-acceptance. Okay, and also helped me to see how I'm expressing myself. Am I in balance or I'm out of balance, right? And it helps you accept other people. You don't take them personally. Oh, well, that's just who they are. That's how they move through the world. Okay, I can accept that. You don't, it's terrible. You don't want to go and force your beliefs or who you are on other people. You want to go into acceptance. Get along with people that way.
Could you briefly explain the 9 energies? What are they?
Oh, the 9 energies. Buy my book. I'm just kidding.
I have a lot of 9 energies in that.
Well, basically, the 1 energy is new beginnings. Okay, if we're looking at the date. So if you have a 1 personal year, that's a time to start something new, right? Because you have the energy is supporting that. Okay? In a 5 year, that's a year of change. So 1, 5, and 9 are energies of change, right? 1 is new beginnings, 5 is change, okay, expansion. You start to feel like claustrophobic in a 5 energy, so you want to expand out, expand the foundation of what you built on the 4, right? 2 is psychic. Okay, intuitive. So if you're in a 2-year, listen to your inner voice. But you're in a 2-year, people are gonna be asking for your help because they just sense that you're sympathetic. So it's good to remember to draw boundaries, right? Don't just, okay, I'll do it, and then you go, oh man, why did I do that? So you want to establish boundaries in a 2. 3 years I love. 3 years are very social years. You're very happy and sunny, and people want to relate with you. They want to party with you. You know, they invite you out. It's really great. And it's a good time to express yourself, come out of that shell. And the 6 is relationships. Okay. You see people with a 6 life path, burning desire to have a family. They're teachers. They're psychologists. They're, you know, they want to help people. So do 2s. 2s are supportive personality. Okay, the 7 is analytical. It's the scientific number, and it's also a spiritual number because you're listening to the voice within. It's not an outgoing energy. It's an indrawing energy. The 2 is an indrawing energy. The 1 is an outgoing energy. So they're yin and yang. They changed. Okay, and then the 8 is about money and finances. Okay, when you're 8 year, you start looking, okay, let me look at my 401k. And am I making enough money? I probably should ask for a raise. And so this is a positive response to the 8. The negative would be hoarding money. Okay, trying to bowl over people, trying to control them. That's a negative, out of balance expression of 8. Right? Each number has its in balance and out of balance expression. And then the 9, cycles go from 1 to 9, days, months, and years. 1 is beginning, 9 is endings. So your brain starts to go to the past in a 9 energy. It starts looking at how do I discard things? I need to clean house. You probably clean your closets. I need to get rid of the old baggage. And it's also a time to plan for your next cycle. Okay. What have I done so far in the last 9 years? Okay, have I accomplished what I want? Yes. Okay, what do I want to do now? So it's like a planning to plant your seeds in the 1 year.
This is a 1 year.
It's 1 year for you.
Oh, joy. Hi.
Can you tell us again how to calculate which year we are on in our cycle?
Yeah. I'm going to have to wrap this up. Dottie's glaring. Okay, so you add the universal year, which is 2017, together until you get a single digit, which is a 1.
Okay.
So you hold that in mind. You add the month you're born. What month were you born? Okay, the corresponding number for the month you're born, right? So if it's May, it's the 3rd month, that's a 3.
Wait,
No,
May-
no.
May-
I'm sorry, March. So if it's May, it's a 5, thank you. So if it's May, that's a 5, okay. Did you add the 5 to the 1? That's a 6. And then the day you're born, let's say the 10th, that would be a 1. So it'd be 7 year. Now that energy starts in January, completes in December.
So you add the 2017 first, and then.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm sorry, you
The
add
birth year?
the year, the month, and then the date? No.
Either way.
Either
Doesn't
way,
matter.
it all ends up the
All comes
same.
out the same. You could add your birth date together first and then add it to the universal year. It all-
You don't add your year in, you just add your month and day.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the universal year.
And the universal year.
That was my question.
Okay.
Month, day, current year.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there's a hierarchy, hierarchy of the energies, which are most important. The top of the hierarchy is your life path. Everything relates to that, okay? The next one is the cycle. What cycle are you in? Then it's the personal year, month, and day. Those are all operating.
Another quick question, but say mine's 23. Do I take the 23 and break it down or to
Add it
5?
together.
It's 5?
It's a 5.
Okay.
Now, just for adding purposes, I personally, let's say you're, you're born on the 23rd, I would keep in mind that the 5 is a 2 and a 3. Makes a 5. So part of that number is intuition. You have the intuition of the 2 and the self-expression of the 3. And the 5 is broadcasting to groups.
Okay, well, mine's a 3, 23. So it's 3, 5, and 1 is
9 year.
9.
The computer says 9 year. Okay.
Okay, so would anybody be interested in having her come and do a
Seminar?
Workshop.
Yeah.
Well,
I have my-
absolutely, workshop.
A workshop.
I'll have to do a workshop.
Yes, yeah.
So, thank you so much for your interest in numerology. And you can, if you come up to me after, I'll answer your
I
question.
just wanted to know, you said you had a book, what is your book?
I'm writing a book.
Oh, it's not published.
Yeah, it's almost published. It's called Chart Your Course, Master Your Destiny.
Ooh.
Cool.
I was gonna ask the same.